Well, there was many crazy scenes, but one that sticks out for me was when my character jumped off the wharf to commit suicide. She was very good for the young children, good role model. So she commits suicide and then goes to hell. Literally goes to hell and meets Adolf Hitler. Just every horrible, politically wrong human being you can meet, she goes down there. And then, while Teresa is down there, she decides to ride a chariot. And it just gets weird, but fun. The whole thing was fun. I think we're really fortunate. I know we were very fortunate. And it's the fact that we're all here today. And it does feel like we just haven't seen each other for, just a drop in time, even though it's been so long. It shows what a special bond we had. We started a show together from nothing, and I think that's what makes it so special, because we were together trying to build something to make it good, and we hung in there till the end.
So the character of Teresa, she was in the middle of the ocean drowning, and her brother Luis and I decided to go rescue her. But we were in Mexico, and the tiburones, which I believe is shark, means shark, because there was this sign, tiburones. We swam out to the middle of the ocean, and the tiburones were attacking us, because sharks always attack people when they're in the water, and we had handguns and we were shooting the sharks. Number one, how does a handgun, if you have it in the ocean, is it going to fire? I don't think so, but somehow, and the sharks were everywhere and trying to eat us. I thought that was great, and the handguns worked in the salt water.
Just the fact that we had a 300-year-old witch and a talking doll. I always loved the past lives of Sharon and Louise. And then Hell in Charity's Closet.
There was one other scene that was like a giant thing. It looked like a giant penis. And it was they spent, I remember and I was trying to get a raise at the time. And then they spent like $1 million to build this giant lizard worm thing. And then I remember they had these like puppeteers. It was all green screen, and they had these puppeteers operating this thing. So they would be like laying down, operating this like giant worm thing on a green screen. And I remember that one of the puppeteer guys, and he was just like wearing green tights, but he had a hole in his tights, and literally his ball bag was hanging out. And so he was operating this thing, and all you could see was green and like a little. I was like, oh my God.
The Bennett house being sucked into the bowels of hell.
I think the supernatural storyline for everybody was kind of out there, but when it hit home for me, like when my son was stuck in the portals of hell, really, you use your acting chops to the limit when you have to pretend. That's
my first day on Passions. Kay decides that she wants to jump into the closet and go to hell to save Miguel, and he was down there trying to save Charity. And so I just remember the very first day I was going, oh my God, I have 3 scripts that I have to memorize and get this done. And I literally was like, they're gonna fire me. But I made it through and I lasted.
I would say for me, I was in a convent. So I was in a nun habit a lot of the time. And I was also in a cave with, who was it, the devil or something like that. So I've had so many crazy experiences, falling in love with my brother. That was another one. So I have a few.
Hell in the Closet. I'm sure everyone's saying that. Absolutely. And then the prom boat sinking was just crazy because of its epicness. I mean, when we read that script, I said, how are you possibly going to do this on a soap? And they did it and carried it off, and it was great. So that was pretty epic.
Well, the really fun thing about playing Kay Bennett is she was always scheming. So she was always starting a new crazy storyline. It's almost hard to choose. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it was such a big event, the prom boat. We were actually in a huge tank of water with rain coming down on us once it capsized, and getting to do something that was inspired by Carrie dumping the fish guts on Charity, I thought was an awesome homage to such a classic, amazing film, and it was just really fun to play.
I was thinking we should do little webisodes and do the fan fantasy stuff where, like Grace kills Ivy or whatever, just because they wrote so much stuff in that they wanted to see happen that couldn't possibly happen. It didn't have anything to do with storyline, but it was that fantasy stuff. I think it'd be hilarious to do little clips and play that out.